This is a BBC News special programme following the death of His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, at the age of 99. Prince Philip was by far the longest-serving consort in British history, a role that he shaped from the start.
Try and grow into it, and that was by trial and error. And, there was no precedent where if I asked somebody what you expect me to do, they all looked blank. They had no idea. Nobody had much idea.
He was 26 when he married the then Princess Elizabeth in 1947. Within 5 years, she would be Queen.
He has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years. And I and his whole family, and this and many other countries, owe him a debt greater than he would ever claim, or we shall ever know.
Tributes to the Duke and messages of condolence to the Queen have been sent from leaders around the world, including here in the UK.
We mourn today with Her Majesty the Queen. We offer our condolences to her and to all her family. And we give thanks as a nation and a kingdom for the extraordinary life and work of Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh.
In recent years, there'd been signs that Prince Philip's health was declining. He'd been...
Hello, Masha.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And what about you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Everything is just fine. So what is new?
Oh, I just saw about 15 minutes ago this news too about the Prince Philip, and it's a little bit sad. And just, yeah.
Yeah, but
So,
you know, 99 years.
yeah, 2 months till 100 years.
Yeah, but well,
To get, yeah.
yeah, when you're 99, you know, my mom died when she was 92, and she was in pretty good shape, and still, you know, that it's a long life. And some people I know, for example, one of my neighbors here, he died when he was 96 or something. You know, it was almost not a good life living. It just, this person was totally dependent on other people, you know. So, yeah, like you said, it's a sad story, definitely. It's very sad, but this is life. you cannot do nothing. Nobody is living forever. Like nobody is eternal. Okay, yeah. But anyway, it happens, and I understand. So I'm just wondering why we have only one student tonight. Oh, why is that? Just interesting. But anyway, maybe you have some question to discuss.
Yes, I was thinking about it, and I just find only one because I was trying to find something more, but well, we all know that there's global warming and it's really difficult, and it's right now all this ecology situation in our lives, and there's have big on that this situation, the global warming has big consequences on every sphere of our lives. But interesting thing that everyone understands that there is a problem, but no many people do something for that. And just in my region, that probably in Moscow or other big cities, there are some things like reusing things, recycling, I don't know, sorting the garbage or something like that. But in these small cities like mine, there's nothing like that, and it's really bad, and I don't understand why this situation, and who is in charge, who is in responsibility of this situation. Because in our constitution of our country, there's words like that every every person has a right to live in good ecology system, in good ecology environment, but right now it's not seems like that.
Okay, yeah, let's kind of break down everything what you already said. So first of all, is it just your personal concern, or is it kind of you have in mind something like getting prepared for an essay or making a presentation or something?
Uh, Probably at Wednesday at school we read a text on our English classes about the global warming, and after I was thinking about that, I came to this conclusion.
Okay, well, as I remember, so first of all, usually you know that when you think of giving a good answer to any question, you usually want to have in mind some kind of a good story, you know. And what is a good story? Good story is, you know, sometimes you can remember something interesting happened to you, and sometimes you cannot think of anything. And in that case, when you have, let's say, no plot, no plan
Mm.
for your presentation, there is always the way out, like thinking about 3 steps, like let's say the history of the issue, the present situation, and the projection into the future. So that's why I'm saying if you can think of the history, first of all, of this global warming. So, do you have any idea how it all started?
I think that like every process was really slow, but our humanity, people, just accelerated with all these farms, industrial waste in air pollution, just this like sort of like greenhouse effect, something like that. There's a word. So, and it was just evaluate every day, every 2 3 years more and more, but people do not understand it before because there wasn't big consequences. For example, I don't know, 3 decades ago, but right now when we have yesterday's snow in my city in the middle of April, it was strange, and there's the real consequence of this global warming.
Well, Masha, if you remember Arina, do you remember her? Arina, no? She was
Mm,
once together with you, and she cannot enter the class. She says it says incorrect meeting passcode.
mm.
Please try again. So, any ideas, any recommendations? No, everything is just fine. You just it was not real hard for you to enter the classroom tonight.
Not as usually I use my computer, so everything is fine.
Okay, yeah, but so that's about Arena. All right. Yeah. Now, I just want you to remind. Okay, and I will share the screen. So, well, global warming. What I definitely remember in the, I think that you will also help me with that. So first of all, it was CO2 because CO2 because of the exhaust fumes,
Mhm.
right? Exhaust fumes from the cars. Okay.
Mhm.
So then, if you remember what happened later, because of this carbon dioxide. That's another term. So what happened? What was the result of dioxide? What was
like smoke in cities?
Yes, that's for starters. And then if you remember, there was the ozone layer or ozone hole. There was a hole in ozone layer. Sorry, I'm just clumsy. Hole in the ozone layer of the Earth. Okay. So as a result of this ozone layer, there was a huge damage for rainforests in Brazil. If you remember that, rainforest in Brazil. So the meaning is that why is that? Because you know that the carbon dioxide should be compensated with oxygen. And most of the trees, they compensate oxygen to people. But this rainforest in Brazil were destroyed. And so that was why it was kind of a, that started kind of a disaster. Then another thing was, I think it was gas, which was called the freon, which was used in sprays. You know sprays, right? It's just something like deodorants, sprays, and also in refrigerators, in the fridges. And so I remember that these sprays were forbidden, and also this freon gas was also forbidden for the production. Another thing is that when this carbon dioxide goes into the atmosphere, there is, yeah, Arina is present. Okay, very good. So I will just, hello, Arina. I will
Good evening.
Yeah, I will just finish my sentence and then I will be back to you. So then, you know, that when carbon dioxide goes to the atmosphere, there is some kind of a chemical reaction, excuse me. And that means that, you know, I'm not good at chemistry. It's something like CO2 plus H2O, H2O, excuse me. It will be something like, I beg your pardon, maybe you will correct me, excuse me, that's not correct.
H2CO3.
Yeah, that's and you know that this is what? This is called acid, and this acid went down on Earth like a rain, and this acid rain destroyed again this rainforest in Brazil, and they destroyed lots and lots of trees. So then the caps of the Earth, the icy caps of the Earth, icy caps of the Earth started melting, and that was some kind of a warning that by this time we will live underwater or something like that. So this is just kind of a, in a nutshell, what I can think of when thinking about this environmental catastrophe which is called global warming. So it was called because the carbon dioxide goes around the Earth, and it makes some kind of a cell all around the Earth, and that is why it is called the greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect. So that is why global warming. So you see, yeah, I don't have any sphere, but let's think that this is our Earth, okay? And then there is this carbon dioxide around Earth, and it blocks for, okay, I can draw it. Okay, and you know, I'm not good at drawing, but anyway, we have to do something about that. So, and let me just have a look on my screen if I'm sharing the screen. No, not yet. So what I remember is just, let's say, this is our planet Earth, okay? And then this gases going up into atmosphere, CO2, carbon dioxide, okay? And they all around, and they stay around the atmosphere, of planet Earth. And then when the sun shines, the sun rays couldn't go through this shell, you understand, right? And so that is why we say that inside it was hotter than it used to be, okay?
Yeah.
Something like that. So that was, that's what I remember from also my learning about the ecology disaster. And the last part, like I said, that the first part is thinking, if you can't think of anything, but you have to answer, you have an exam or you have an essay to write. So that's the first good idea, is to think of history of the issue. And then, as I said, history, the present situation, and future. And another thing is, as I also said, that a good thing is to think about your own kind of a story concerning the global warming. And I think that all of you noticed those trees, like you see during the rain, falling down in many streets in our cities all of a sudden. And when you come up to these trees, you see the trunk of the tree inside. The trunk of the tree inside is totally ruined. It's just like a foam, it's lots of pores in it, because it's gone, it's damaged. And so that is why the tree just, because of the weight of the tree, just fell down. So that's from my own experience. I think that you also saw lots of stuff like that. But anyway, let me stop talking a lot, and let's hear to Arina. Arina, how are you?
I'm doing good. Having
great. And
4 lessons.
What's new? What is new?
Nothing new. Everything is usual for me.
Well, we do not say, I'm sorry, we do not say that in English. Like, it sounds rude, a little bit rude. Like when you say that people are very friendly to you, and you know that people are asking, hey, how are you doing? What's new? And you say nothing. It's, yeah, you have to think of, at the very least, you can talk about the weather. That's usual stuff, weather, or we call the transportation. Like you can say, oh, I was riding in a taxi and I couldn't find, there was a terrible traffic jam, and that's why I'm late. And you know, usually that's two absolutely safe topics to talk about nature, to talk about weather, and to talk about transportation. Okay, but anyway, so what's new?
I couldn't go in this meeting because I had a bad connection. So now I'm glad that I'm here now.
Very good, excellent. Okay, yeah, and you know, Masha produced this question for discussion about the environment, about the global warming. Masha, will you repeat your question again for Arina to understand what's going on?
Yeah, of course. I just was asking.
And Masha, first of all, you remember, I'm sorry for interrupting. First of all, you have to say hi. And again, exchange. Do not forget about that.
Hi, Masha.
Hi, Irina. How are you today?
I'm pretty good. What about you?
Yeah, I'm fine too.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So the topic. I was thinking about that. We all know that there's that there's a global warming, bad ecology situation nowadays, but not many people, almost no. Okay, not a lot of people do something for that. And for example, in my small town, there's nothing to do something with that. There's no places where you can give papers to reuse, to recycle it, or something like that, or metal, or there's no places for sorting garbage and so on. But there's these places in big cities, but who is in charge, who is responsible for that, and what we should do with this situation to prove it, to just that everything was fine with was fine, would be fine with our nature and with our ecology, because we should live here and we will here. And if everything will be, and if everything is bad like that, so what will be in the future? Something like that.
Yeah, what do you think? Yeah, go ahead.
So I guess that we must take strict actions to prevent such natural disasters like global warming. And here are my suggestions. We should, the government should build some organizations to have our papers and other documents reused. And I don't know, maybe we should turn off the light and save the water.
Yeah, I understand, but just, I mean that in big for example, I understand the problem, yeah? I want to help my place, Earth, just small, probably steps, and I want this, but I don't have opportunities for that. There's a lot of garbage in my house, like papers, documents, and it was cool. It will be cool if I will just recycle them, but there's no places like that. It will cool if we can sort garbage or something like that, but there's no place for that, and that's the issue, I think, nowadays.
Why can't you? Why don't you have an opportunity to help our planet? I guess that every city, every town has its own reusing center.
No, mine.
Oh, so
there's a problem, you see? Yes, like I want, but there's nothing like this. It was about 10 years ago, and when my mother was studying was going to school in 19th. Of course it was, but right now there's nothing like that. It was, yes, but it's closed. So it's really bad, and we should do something with that. And there's many citizens like me, yeah, and they, not me, not me. My friend told me that her mother was going to our government, that we should do something with that, that just did do something for this situation, help us, because people want this, and they just say of course, and there's about 2 years and nothing happened.
I guess we should contact to such organizations as Greenpeace, and some volunteers from them can
Seriously.
can affect to our government, but I'm not sure about it.
All right, ladies, let me just give my 2 cents, like we say it in English, contribute my 2 cents to your discussion. So first of all, I'm very much surprised that you guys, you keep on thinking in this socialistic mentality, like, where is the government? Well, why wouldn't you forget about the government? We are at the English class, and the English and American mentality is what is if you just think in English or American mentality, what is government? Government is people who live on our money. They do nothing. And of course, the only thing what they want to spend our money. That's what every American will tell you, or every British person will tell. So why would you think of the government? So that's the first idea which I wanted to. And then the opposite thing is, like you said, I want to do something, but I cannot do anything. I beg your pardon. Yeah, I just let me just give you several examples, and you can take notes so that you will answer like step by step to everything which I have to say. So first of all, you know that for everything, for like you said, that Greenpeace and any other organization, you have to keep in mind that this Greenpeace organization, again, thinking about history, how did it start? Usually it started from zero. Usually it started from one person. Just think about that. You can be the next Greenpeace, why not? You have to start.
Sure.
Yeah, just hold on. I will make it clear. Like, for example, you said about what can I do about the situation in my city? I remember lots and lots of projects which the students been doing in the United States of America, in Great Britain. And so why wouldn't you do the same thing? So you see, if you are, and again, the only point is that you have to be consistent and persistent. So the meaning is that if you want to do something, you have to start and push it and insist it and finish it and work it till the end. Because you know that many people, they just, when they see some opposition, when they see some obstacles, they just stop doing, hands up, hands down. They don't know what to do. Let's say, for example, like you said, I'm just giving you a couple of projects. So you said about the ecological situation in your small city. I can show you right now the movie about the British school. It was many years ago. I just keep this video because it's just an example. So the girls, two girls from let's say the age of our Russian 8th or 9th grade. It's around, let's say, 14 or 15 years old. So they went to the local pond, or you can go to the local river, and they took just a small tube of water from there. And then they came to the chemistry class. They have the science class, which is combined chemistry, biology, and physics in Great Britain and in America. It's called science. So they came to the science class and they asked the teacher to analyze this water, just, to test it for all of the chemicals which is there. And so this is how they started this project. And, the teacher got involved, and of course, it was a man, he helped them a lot to understand what is there, what kind of sediments, what kind of acids, what kind of pollution is there in this water. And so, after analyzing that, they just wrote a report, like you said, to the government, or, and they started this movement. They explained, hey, people, just we, two young girls, we went and took this water, and right now we can explain that this is horrible. What have you been doing? So you have to stop that. And, people just supported them. So that's one example. Another example is I'm talking about people who are a little bit older, like, let's say, the students at the college or university. So, that lots and lots of companies in the world, they give grants, they give awards for this kind of ecological projects, because this is how all of this is called grassroots movement. Grassroots, something which starts, from zero, from people, grass growing, and so what actually happened, it was in one of the lots of businesses, lots of companies, they're very much interested in that, because this project will be able to bring lots of money. But business people usually do not have ideas. They need these ideas. So that is why they offer these grants, these awards. You can just go on the internet and look for these grants. You will see lots of them. So it was in one of the African countries, and there was the harbor in the sea, which was silted, that sediments which were accumulating on the bottom of the harbor. And believe me that the ships couldn't come to the port of the city because they were accumulated on top of each other. And after that, the ships couldn't come to the port. So the business people just addressed to the local people, just help us, give us ideas how to clean it. And that students from the university, they just calculated how to do that, and they offered this idea to the businesses, and businesses say, oh, that's great, we will do that. So everybody was happy. And just, that about sorting, yeah, you were absolutely correct. And that's of course, that's depends on the government. And I know a little bit about that, because that the equipment, I mean the trucks which are supposed to clean the city and to clean the garbage in our country, because I work as a translator, that is why I know, in our country they are out of date. They are not modern. They are, let's say, maybe some 30 years old or something. And so they are really not suitable for cleaning the city or for taking garbage. And also you can think about garbage sites or land mills where you drop all your garbage, where you collect all of your landfills. Where you collect all of your garbage. Yeah, that's true. That's a big issue, and believe me that business people in Russia, they work a lot on this issue. because they understand that this is a terrible situation. So I stop talking, and right now, please go ahead, and I gave you some ideas. What do you think?
Yeah, can I just have some answers? I
Yeah,
make
please,
like
go ahead.
points about your
Yeah, because,
presentation,
you know,
about your speech.
somebody is writing, and I have to answer. Yeah, go ahead.
When I was talking about all the situation, of course, there's not just I just blame government that they just need to do everything and I will just sit and in my flat and do nothing. No, I studied. I go to a very cool school, gymnasium of our town, and there's a big ecological group with teacher, and they have like Italian partnerships, like something like that. They was going to Italy, and after people from Italy came to our town too, and also just there were I wasn't in this group, but I was just going with them on like Saturday, like cleaning parks and so like that, and we're trying to do something. And also this group of activists, they make a project, and they even win on like we are from Clancy, and our center of our region is Bryansk, and they go to Bryansk and won the competition there. It was 3 years ago probably, and they make like a small park, and students from my school at school, they were doing it some like things when okay, just from the how to say, okay, в общем, скамеечки from the trees,
Benches. Okay, do not speak
benches,
too much.
benches. Sorry, and we were trying to do this, but they give some money, but there wasn't enough because there was many trees, and they were in like bad
Condition.
situation, bad condition, and we need help to just from government to destroy them and just give space for new trees, of course. And here they help us, and there's like the small steps, but of course it wasn't enough. They're just 3 or 5 bunches right now. They're in good condition right now. We trying to not forget about this park. And also there was like a postament, a monument for heroes of great war of our country, and it was cool too. But we're trying to do something. But also we have in our school, like, not you said about chemical
Yes.
projects, we have like biology projects. Yeah, I know 2 girls, they were comparing leaves of trees, like from the center of city, from the like forest, and from the near with sports center, and they were doing everything like that. But you know, it was, they do this at school. They told it about on at town local competition, but they can't move this project further. So we're trying to do something, but it's not only our responsibility. It's just always 50-50 probably.
Okay,
So
just hold on.
yeah.
Irina, do you want to say something?
No, I'm just listening to you, but I have some suggestions.
Yeah, go ahead.
We can't do nothing with gases from huge factories, which really lead to global warming. We can clean the garbage, reuse the paper, but we can't stop gases from cars and huge factories.
Masha, you want to say something about that?
I just agree that we should do something, and from small steps, and just hoping that everything will be fine with that.
Okay, again, just step by step about what you said. First of all, about the trees, you know that there is some kind of, or as I said, that it takes.
Sorry, can I interrupt you just for a minute? I just remember a really bad story about this government, because it was about 3 weeks ago when we have really big trees. There's just like they was just really old, but they was in good condition. They was just I don't know, like lungs of our town, but someone decided that they want to build something there, so they go to the government and ask them to just have like a list where most of citizens should to vote for destroying this forest. And our teachers and these people who need to vote about that, it was like military people and teachers. So military people just do what they want, but teachers decide to, they was against this, and just they claim that they do not want to destroy this forest, and they against it. After our director go to the government and give these sheets with votes, and on the next day they just say that they just called her and said that it's not right. So our teachers re-vote and say that okay, we agree with destroying this forest. And it's really bad situation when people want to do something, but someone want to build here, so we just destroy all these forests and just trees, and we can. It's just bad situation, and I just remember it because of you said about trees, and I remember it just in my head. So yeah.
Okay, if Irina, you want to say something?
I completely agree with Masha.
Girl, well, believe me, I'm not a politician, and my class is definitely, it's not about politics. But anyway, I have my own opinion, and I would like to tell you. Well, it's just like the wisdom which I want to share with you is from my ancestors, from let's say my parents. So you know that sometimes you think that why people, like you said, why people are rich. Some people are very rich and other people are not that rich. Why people build something and so on, and the other people have nothing. Well, the old people said that, you know, that you can be given, each of you can be given, we call it 15 seconds of fame. So you can be famous all over the world for 15 seconds, you know. It's for everybody, because everybody is equal. But the problem is that some people use it, and this is not enough. And other people just do not notice that, or use it in a wrong way. Their head goes crazy, like, oh, I'm popular, you know, and that destroys them. But you know, other people, they get this, let's say, like you said, the new building. And if it is a building for good, then that's the old people say, this building will remain and these people will remain. If this building is not for good, it will be destroyed sooner or later. And these people will be totally destroyed also. So that's the wisdom of old people. You know, I might be wrong here, but that's how I live. So that is why you have to believe in something, and this is what I believe in. Because you know that, as I said, for example, about the trees, there is the organization which is called Zelenkhoz. You know, I went there because you know, we had in our courtyard in the apartment complex, we have the trees with lots and lots of leaves, with lots and lots of branches. That means that no sun at all, and in the evening it was not possible to walk through because it was like a thick forest, you know. And so I went there because people asked me to go there. And people there told me, well, of course, that's our task. This is what we do, but you have to wait because you have to stand in line. You understand, stand in line.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of people are waiting for you. And I said, so for how long? They said, for 2 years. Yes, and believe me that we waited for 2 years, and I can take pictures. They did it 2 or 3 months ago, but I went to this organization, let's say almost every 2 months. I went there and reminded them, hey guys, you promised. And they say, okay, there is the line. So as I said, you have to be persistent. You have to be consistent. You have to start, to keep on doing, and to push it, push, and then to finish that. And you can do that. If I can do that, you can do that also, you know. Okay, again, I talked a lot. That's your turn. Please do.
Yeah, I think that you're just absolutely right about it. It's like a karma thing, probably.
My goodness. So people called me lots of names. You won't believe. Yeah, any kind of names. Yeah, I have no idea about karma. What is that? But anyway, that's all right. Yeah, I understand. So another thing is just what else? I just was thinking. Yeah, many years ago, you know, one American pop singer or rock singer came to St. Petersburg. I have forgotten her name, but you can just go Google. They released the LP, which is a long plate, which is right now you call it CD, with the rock musicians from St. Petersburg, and it was called Red Wave. Joanna Stingray. You can just have a look at it. And you know what she did? They released several CDs with the music from St. Petersburg Rock Club. But what she did first, she did an advertisement on the All Russian TV. And this advertisement was called Stop Littering. Stop Littering. Do you understand the word litter?
Like garbage.
Garbage.
Yeah, so she just, you know, she took video. She went along the St. Petersburg streets and she took video of just common people, just regular people walking down the streets in St. Petersburg and just littering, you know, throwing away the wrappings of the sweets, the, you know, of the ice cream, the cigarette butts, just throwing down. And she was just taking video of all of that. And there was the huge slogan, stop littering. You know, and for me, it worked a lot. I don't know how it for you, but for me, it worked a lot. Because, you know, when she first came to Russia, she was so much surprised that people just litter in their own city. She was just like, why would you do that? This is the place where you live. How can you litter here? How can you drop garbage? You know?
Yeah, and yeah, it's really interesting. And also, there's just like other probably issue or suggestion why other Russian singers or other famous, okay, like famous people, they do not provide this something like that. Why didn't they say about this? They just also do nothing because they have a big big number of followers and something like that. But I don't know many people, famous people, who can do something like that. Yeah, I know some 2 or 3, but maybe there is more. But they have like this power over people. They have this authority. But if a person from other country can do this, why our Russian people can do this too?
Irina, you are just so quiet tonight. Why is that? We are just talking and talking, and you are quiet.
No, I just was thinking about this topic, and I can add that people should watch some kind of propaganda on the TV, propaganda of not littering, like this.
I understand.
This slogan you were discussing.
Okay.
And maybe it will help
Yeah,
in this situation.
Irina, why I'm supporting Masha in this topic, in this discussion, because you know that lots of essays, lots and lots of essays, lots of during the exam topics, they have the same theme for discussion: the environmental problems, the global warming, and so on and so forth. So that means that you guys, you have to be prepared for that. And probably for the next class, I will just maybe I will look through my materials, what I have on environmental issues, and we will keep on talking about that. I don't know. Irina, I have a question to you. The previous class, I think that you mentioned this, the Agostini cards, right? Did you mention that?
No, De Agostini, right?
Yeah, so I was just looking for this stuff. Can you just comment it a little bit more? I think that it will be interesting for Masha also. Just explain what is that? Well, it's Masha, if just for you, if you want to Google after the class, so it's the spelling is something like that.
So De Agostini is a publishing house where you can buy some encyclopedia.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Seriously? No, there's a lot of topics like dinosaurs, like